You did nothing today, but by tonight, you feel like you ran a marathon. This is not laziness. This is not weakness. This is your brain running a security system that never turns off. And right now, I'll show you why it never turns off. Maybe you stayed in bed. Maybe you sat at a desk. Maybe you walked around the house looking for something to do, then gave up and stared at your phone for an hour. Nothing happened. No crisis. No emergency. No reason to feel this tired. But inside, everything kept happening. Your mind replayed a conversation from Tuesday. It imagined 3 ways today could go wrong. It remembered something embarrassing from 7 years ago. And somehow, that memory walked in like it pays rent. And by the time night came, you were exhausted. Not from doing. From thinking about doing. From preparing for things that never happened. From carrying emotions no one else could see. Something is happening inside your mind that most people never notice. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's what most people get wrong about overthinking. Overthinking doesn't always look like overthinking. It looks like being careful. It looks like being thoughtful. It looks like being a good friend who always remembers the details. It looks like reading the room before you speak, checking your words before you send them, and trying not to become too much for anyone. And that is exactly why no one notices when it's slowly draining you. Overthinkers are not tired because they think too much. They are tired because their brain keeps trying to predict emotional pain before it happens. Think of it like this. Somewhere along the way, your mind learned that pain comes when you're not ready. So it started preparing for everything, all the time. The overthinking mind is not only trying to solve a problem, it is trying to feel safe enough to stop solving. Sometimes it looks like a quiet person sitting in a room, trying to act normal while their brain is running a full investigation in the background. The body is lying in bed, but the brain is in a courtroom, presenting evidence against itself. An overthinker can turn a simple K text into a full psychological documentary by midnight. Angry K, tired K, busy K, and then your brain, being the unpaid detective that it is, opens another case file. Meanwhile, the other person was probably just eating noodles and typing with one hand. Each of these invisible investigations costs energy, real energy, the kind that doesn't come back from a nap. So that's the mechanism. But here's where it gets painful. Overthinking is not always a thinking problem. Sometimes it is a safety problem. And when your brain treats every moment as potentially dangerous, even rest becomes work. Your body may be safe, but your mind keeps preparing to be hurt. When the alarm is always on, even peace starts to feel suspicious. You sit down to relax, and your mind whispers, "Shouldn't you be preparing for something?" Overthinking does not only remember what happened, it remembers what almost happened. The argument that almost started, the message that almost sounded cold, the silence that almost felt like rejection. That word almost is exhausting because there is no clear problem to point to. Unspoken feelings do not disappear. They become background noise. Sometimes the most exhausting conversations are the ones that never leave your chest. The apology you almost gave, the boundary you almost set, the honest sentence you swallowed because the timing felt wrong. Overthinkers often do not rest. They recover from pretending. Pretending they're fine. Pretending they didn't notice. Pretending that K didn't start a 3-hour documentary in their head. They edit themselves. A lot. They edit the message before sending it. They edit their facial expression in a group. They edit their sadness so it doesn't become a problem for anyone else. You are not just living, you are managing how your existence lands on other people. That is a very quiet kind of tired, the kind no one claps for, the kind no one notices. If you had to choose, what drains you more, what people actually said to you, or what they didn't, keep that answer. Because what comes next explains why the second one is silently destroying your energy. But there's something most videos about overthinking won't tell you. The same mind that exhausts you is also the one that notices what others miss, that remembers small details about everyone, that feels the room change before anyone says a word. Maybe you were never too sensitive. Maybe you were just noticing what others were able to ignore. The gift is depth. The cost is never knowing when to stop going deeper. They are not only living what happened, they are living what could happen, what should have happened, and what they fear it might mean. That is a lot for one heart to carry quietly. Overthinkers are often not trying to create problems. They are trying not to become one. Your mind is trying to protect you. It just forgot that peace is also safe. You may simply have been using your mind as a shield for too long. Maybe you are not exhausted because you did nothing. Maybe you are exhausted because your mind did everything quietly. Not every silence needs to be decoded. Not every delayed reply needs a theory. Not every feeling needs to become a full investigation. Some thoughts simply need to pass through without being invited to move in and redecorate the whole house. And then, just for a moment, let nothing need an answer. If you saw yourself in this, you are not the only one. Drop a comment and tell me, what drains you more? What people said or what they didn't say? And if this gave you something to hold on to, stay with quiet mind. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.